Coq au vin sounds like a complicated dish, but it's really just a simple chicken stew. Our version comes together in just under an hour. For this recipe, you'll need 4 bacon slices, 12 ounces of whole button mushrooms or shiitake mushrooms or a mix of mushrooms, 12 skinless boneless chicken thighs or 6 chicken breasts, 1 red onion, 8 pearl onions or 4 shallots, 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of white or red wine, a 10-ounce can of undiluted chicken broth, 1/4 cup of cognac or brandy, 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, 2 teaspoons of dried thyme leaves, and a 1/2 cup of chopped parsley. First, you want to stack your bacon on a cutting board and then slice it crosswise into thin strips. Then set a large wide saucepan over medium heat. Add your bacon and cook uncovered, stirring occasionally until the bacon's crispy. This should take about 5 to 7 minutes. Remove each of the pieces of bacon as they become crispy and place them in a large bowl. Prepare your mushrooms. Wiping them clean is a lot better than rinsing because the mushrooms will absorb a lot of the water when they're rinsed and some of the dirt that you're attempting to rinse off. Plus, once they've absorbed water, they won't brown in the pan. Browning is key to bring out the flavor. Once they're clean, slice the large ones in half or in quarters and leave the small ones whole. Once the bacon is removed from the pan, add the mushrooms to the remaining fat. Cook stirring often until the mushrooms are brown around the edges. This should take about 3 minutes. Add the mushrooms to the bowl that contains the bacon, then lightly coat the pan with a little oil and add half of the chicken. Cook until the chicken is lightly golden. This should take about 3 minutes per side. Then add the chicken to the bowl along with the mushrooms and the bacon. Repeat with your remaining raw chicken. Meanwhile, cut your onion in half and then slice each half into quarters, or if you're using shallots, cut them into quarters. If you choose to use pearl onions, leave them whole. Once your chicken is removed from the pan, melt the butter and add the onions. Stir often until the onion begins to soften, about 2 minutes. Then sprinkle with flour. Stir constantly until the butter and the flour turn a golden color. This will take about 2 minutes. Then slowly pour a little wine into the pan and scrape up the brown bits from the pan bottom. Stir in the remaining wine, the broth and cognac, Dijon and thyme. Return the bacon, the mushrooms, and the chicken to the pan. Increase the heat to high and bring to a boil. When the mixture comes to a boil, reduce the heat to medium-low. Then simmer partially covered until the chicken is cooked through and the broth begins to thicken. This should take about 20 to 25 minutes. Taste and add a little salt and pepper if you like. Then stir in your parsley. So once your coq au vin is ready, sprinkle it with a little more parsley before serving. It's great with simple boiled potatoes, rice, or some crusty bread. For more recipe ideas, go to chatelaine.com/recipe file.